I take no pleasure whatsoever in imposing restrictions on these businesses, many of which have gone to great lengths to reopen as safely as possible. Nor do I want to stop people enjoying themselves. But we must act to save lives. The number of cases has quadrupled in the last 3 weeks. There are now more people in hospital with COVID than when we went into lockdown on March the 23rd. The medium alert level will cover most of the country, and will consist of the current national measures. This includes the rule of 6 and the closure of hospitality at 10 p.m. The high alert level reflects the interventions in many local areas at the moment. This primarily aims to reduce household-to-household transmission by preventing all mixing between different households or support bubbles indoors. In these areas, the rule of 6 will continue to apply outdoors, where it is harder for the virus to spread, in public spaces as well as private gardens. Most areas which are already subject to local restrictions will automatically move into the high alert level. As a result of rising infection rates, Nottinghamshire, East and West Cheshire, and a small area of High Peak will also move into the high alert level. The very high alert level will apply where transmission rates are rising most rapidly and where the NHS could soon be under unbearable pressure without further restrictions. In these areas, the government will set a baseline of prohibiting social mixing indoors and in private gardens and, I'm sorry to say, closing pubs and bars.
Having had a rather flat summer with very low amounts of COVID-positive patients in the UK, you can see that from early September there has been a marked pickup. The infection rate was initially highest in the 16 to 29-year-olds, and that, as you move to the right, just gets hotter and hotter. But as it does so, you can see the incremental creep of the infection into the next age band up, 30 to 44, followed 2 or 3 weeks later by a creep up again into the 45 to 59s, and you can now see that the 60 plus are also heating up on that chart.
And in the last 4 weeks, hospitals in the northwest and the northeast have witnessed a 7-fold increase in COVID patients in their intensive care units. And if infections continue to rise, in just 4 more weeks, they could be treating more patients than they were during the peak of the first wave. In fact, we now have more patients in hospital with COVID-19 than we did before the government announced restrictions of March the 23rd in the spring.